sallallahu alaihi wasallam, members of his households, companions, and the generality of Muslims till the day of recompense. Ameen. Our highly revered elders, well-respected brothers and sisters, our mothers in their own section there. Once again, to every single one of us, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and the much awaited lecture to be delivered, and the much appreciated lecturer whom we have made, Allahu Akbar Kabira, through the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we call him the marriage counselor. It is a guru when it comes to marriage counseling. He is not less in terms of all ramifications. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him in abundance al-hikmatul baligha. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all his efforts channels for him to al-Jannatul Firdaus. Alhamdulillah, permit me to tender apology as we have always maintained in the masjid. I spoke to him shortly before Salatul Subhi. I've been trying to reach out to him yesterday to give a reminder. He's very, very busy. Just like our Sheikh Tajuddin yesterday, yeah, they are always together. We are counting more than 20 years. They have been doing Sahur live together. Now he's also coming out of Sahur. He also needs to rest as every single one of us. Then another programs upon programs. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never ever retire you now. Let's say amen for him. All of us, may Allah never retire us now. Whenever we are going to retire, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our pension to be in Al-Jannatul Firdaus. Hey, I like that, amen. But I pray that I enter Al-Jannah first from sighted. Say amen for me. If you don't say that day, I will say, يَوْمَ نَدِعُ كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. And it will not be reversed. Inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa sallim. Because of this, as Allah tomorrow, it will not be reversed. But I will tell Allah that he used to be the Sahun Gaba. May Allah had all of so inshallah la Jannatul Firdaus. Without further procrastination, it is my singular honor and a very distinct privilege to introduce to the high table the chairman of the Muslim community here, our estate, the Imbura Sited Estate Muslim Community, and also by extension, he is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Nile University of Nigeria, Professor Sail Abdullah Yaqub at-Takbir. Also to be with our lecturer on the high table is Baba of all, Allahu Akbar, Baba of Sited. And once we have our Shura Council, he has been delegating right from the first lecturer, one member of Shura, the second lecturer, one member of Shura. Now, today is grand finale, and you don't expect anything less than Jura himself. But it's very simple, soft-spoken, gentle-going. Alhaji Muhammad Sulaiman At-Takbir is the chairman of Shura, council of this masjid. Always active, Allahu Akbar. He has retired for more than decades, but yet you see him looking under 18 at the blue. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of them, all our elders and all of us in the Jannatul Firdaus. Please say Amin. This is the time of what we call spiritual log jams. Sheikh said something about 2 weeks ago. I was in his lecture, and he attributed something to one person, Abu Masida. There he is into spirituality, helping people, but now he has become spirit himself. So our elders have become spirit when it comes to work of Allah. Majority of them are tired and they are retired from the civil service, but in the work of Allah, very active. May Allah make that activity for all of us to Al-Jannah to Firdaus. To help our Sheikh in case of Gunna, Gail Gunna, Kolkola to Subra, Kubra, we have one of our madams, Al-Arma, Bashir, Muhammad Bashir, Ahmed Al-Hassan. At-Takbir. Abu Ramadan don't box into a corner. MashaAllah, you see very strong. Or anything after us, we increase my tafsir. It's not stronger. Now, to open the chapter with a short recitation of Ulul Quran, I will call on one of our madams also, Al-Rahma, Muhammad Saddam, Muhammad Sani, He will recite the opening Quran, inshallah. Where we close another Ramma, Muhammad Rayyan, Muhammad Tahir Al-Khamis, inshallah, will do the last recitation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولما ورد ماء مدين وجد عليه أمة من الناس يسقون ووجد من دونهم امرأتين تذودان قال ما خطبكما قالتا لا نسقي حتى يصدر الرعاء وأبونا شيخ كبير فسقى لهما ثم تولى إلى الظل فقال رب إني لما أنزلت إلي من خير فقير فجاءته إحداهما تمشي على استحياء قالت سقيت لنا فلما جاءه وقص عليه القصص قال لا تخف نجوت من القوم الظالمين قالت إحداهما يا أبت استأجره إن خير من استأجرت القوي الأمين قال إني أريد أن أنكحك إحدى ابنتي هاتين على أن تأجرني 8 حجج فإن أتممت 10 فمن عندك وما أريد أن أشق عليك ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصالحين.
ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصالحين. May Allah make all of us from among the righteous ones. Alhamdulillah, without further procrastination, the topic as earlier and also repeatedly announced rights and responsibilities between husband and wife, understanding equity and fairness in marriage. I said this is a background. We'll look through the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Atil qawsa baliha wa dar baniha. If you want to butcher a cow, don't give it to a bricklayer. Give the microphone to the one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as makkana min al-khitab, as Allah says, a'taynahu al-hikmata wa fasla al-khitab. فليتفضل مشكورا منا وأجورا من الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم فالصالحات قانتات حافظات للغيب بما حفظ الله واللاتي تخافون نشوزهن فعظوهن واهجروهن في المضاجع واضربوهن فإن أطعنكم فلا تبغوا عليهن سبيلا إن الله كان عليا كبيرا يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون.
صدق الله العظيم. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. As if you should keep, if you are alone, you will just keep reading like that. Jazakallahu khairan, barakallahu fiik. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we are most grateful to Almighty Allah. My name is Abdul Fattah Adeyemi, and we want to look into rights and responsibilities between husband and wife, understand equity and fairness in marriage. This is a very long topic and it's also a very big one. And it's also a topic that all of us are quite familiar with, but you know, for the purpose of reminding ourselves, it's always good to have this reminder from time to time. For our elders here, it's not a new thing to them. But I can see some young people around, some of them even bachelors, subhanAllah. What kind of degree is that? Bachelor. That bachelorhood can be legitimate. Allah Akbar. So there are many young people around, so let's say this message is mostly for them so that they can understand this and get it right, get it very right. And for those of us who are their parents too, it's a way of maybe tomorrow, if any of them should show up, we can always remember the things we can give them to remind them, to educate them, to enlighten them, because the roles of parents can never finish. The roles of parents as Morobba, the people who bring up the children, and as people who carries the children, the road will never finish. Even up until when you become grandpa, as grandpa, you are still playing your role for your grandchildren and even for the children themselves. So long as we are still alive, we will always be relevant in their lives. Because they will still come and ask for advice from us, they will come and seek our opinion on matters. And even when we become very, very old, very, very old, our role is for them to enter Al-Jannah through us. We make ourselves available for them to do works of Al-Jannah. You remember the Prophet ﷺ descended from Mimbar and he said, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen 3 times. And he said, why did you say Ameen? He said, Jibreel came to me and said, shame on anyone who they mention my name and he didn't say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. No, something like shame on him, or it's a very bad thing that the person will do. And he said, I said Ameen the second time because Jibreel said, shame on somebody who Ramadan met the person alive and he couldn't do the act of ibadah that would make him to earn paradise of Almighty Allah, that would make his sins to be forgiven. Shame on that person, he's a big loser. And he said the third Ameen that I said was when Jibreel said, shame on the person who the parents are alive and old and he couldn't do the good deeds that would make him to earn paradise through the parents. Now you see, we are going to be relevant forever, inshallah. And so we want to appeal to the young people. This is just like preamble to some of the lessons we will be learning now. When it comes to marriage, or even life generally, it's not everything you can Google and know the answer. Google can tell you the theory. But when it comes to resolving matters on a realistic way, in a practical manner, leveraging on the experiences of the elderly ones, there is no amount of AI that can replace that. And so I want to really, really sound this appeal to all of us young people to take advantage of our elders. There are some experiences they have. When they start telling you like this, you think you are really happy. Because you just see everything will start falling in place. That, okay, it's true. No, I didn't say so. You did this and you are successful. Because there's one hadith I saw that said that's exactly what will be done. Because there can never be discrepancy. What the Prophet ﷺ has given us guidance and what we do and we succeed by experience, they always correlate. May Allah make it easy for all of us. So let's begin to look at it one after the other now. When husband and wife just married, what are the rights and obligations that happen just by the fact that they have done Akdu Nikah? To see that they have married each other. Number one, the wife becomes eligible to receive her dowry. At the point of that marriage, or by the time we do the marriage, even if we defer the payment of the dowry, it becomes her right that she must collect that dowry. Whether the husband is owing her or they are paying her in installments, whichever thing it is, it becomes her right. When you are giving her the dowry, you are not doing her a favor. It's not even a sadaqah. Although we call it sadaqah, let's look at it in another technical way. It becomes her right, and the man is owing the debts of that dowry. If he should die and he has not paid the dowry, and of course dowry must have been mentioned at the point of nikah, if he should die, we'll give her that dowry first before we talk about, okay, what property does he have left? Are you following me now? Number two, at the point of marriage, matters of incest begin to be activated. What we mean by incest is that there are some things, some people you cannot marry again, so long as the both of you just got married now. You cannot marry your the son of your husband, for example, as a woman. And a woman cannot marry the son of her husband. I mean, the other way around too. So you see, there are some things that becomes impossible. the moment they get married. Then the Quran says, وَأَنْ تَجْمَعُوا بَيْنَ الْأُخْتَيْنِ إِلَّا مَا قَدْ سَلَفَ. You cannot marry your wife's sister except if she dies, and then there's necessity for that to be done. It's not even a complete right, because if she says she doesn't want to, there's nothing you can do about it. So in other words, there are certain things that will begin to happen from there at the point of marriage. Then by the time husband and wife gets married like this, then the nature of mahrams will begin to change. There are some people that become her mahram, and there are some people that will not be her mahram anymore the moment she gets married. Like, same thing with the man. The moment the man marries a woman, then the nature of who is mahram, who should see you, who you should see, and the rest of them, all of them will change. And of course, the husband has the right to see the wife, to do many things with her that husband and wife can do. They have mutual rights to each other, and at that point in time, they are no longer haram for one another at that point of marriage. So the right of the husband and the right of the wife gets activated the day that they do their nikah. Also, as at that very point in time, if there's any contract that is signed between themselves, it becomes binding at that point of nikah. The contract they may sign can be various. There are many ways of it. The wife may say, okay, look, I know you're a military man, but I'm not going to travel with you whenever you go on post. They can agree on that. And I'm not going to be traveling around with you because I inherited a farmland from my father, and I have to look after it. So if they post here and there and I'm traveling, that farmland is going to be destroyed. And I don't want the business to be destroyed. Or I am managing a waqfu from my deceased parents. And since I'm the one in charge of that, I cannot travel around with you. That can also be an agreement. I hope you understand. A woman can also sign an agreement with the husband and say, look, I'm not going to be the only wife you are going to marry. You know? Yes, you can say, look, you are going to marry 3 more wives after me. But there will be space in between. You know, a woman can sign that contract. Look, I will not be the only wife. You have to marry 3 more wives. Agree or not agree? Then some men will agree, some men will not want to agree. Yes, a woman can do that because maybe she's in the military, or she's a medical personnel, or she has certain career that she's looking after, or she's not a small girl, but she wants to go into politics, and she knows that she will not always be at home to look after the husband. She can say, look, in order for the burden of taking care of your home not to be too much on me, I'm signing this contract with you that you are going to marry other wives that will play certain roles for you when I'm not around. When I travel for my courses, or when I go on posting because I'm a military person, and so on and so forth. She can say, look, I have some health challenges, and because of these health challenges, I may not be available for you all the time. So, let's say, for example, a lady is, let's say, SS. You know, some people who are born to be sicklers. Yes, she can marry a man and sign a contract that, look, you are going to be my husband, but you see, I don't have so much strength like that. But the condition is that you marry another wife so that I can have rest, I can have peace, I can take care of my health, and I can enjoy my life. When I said a woman signed contract, people think it is ordinary like that. There are many reasons why a woman will sign contract to say you must marry other wives. I hope you understand very well. Yeah. But can a woman say you must not marry any other wife? Is it allowed? And you say no, categorically. Well, Allah knows best. There may be conditions, there may be circumstances that may make a woman to say that. I hope you understand. Deliberately, I don't want to go too much into detail with that. If anybody has questions, they can ask later. When the woman will say, look, I'm the only one who must marry. Don't marry another woman apart from only me. Mafhum? Then we say mafhum. Then another right that will happen as soon as they get married is that the two of them have mutual inheritance rights from the time of the marriage. Mutually, I can now inherit you and you can also inherit me depending on whoever dies first between the two of them. If the husband dies first, the wife must inherit from him. If the wife dies first, the husband has the right to inherit from her. So you see, at the point of marriage like this, many things come in place. Another thing that comes into play is the wife becomes eligible for full maintenance from the husband. It now becomes her right. Maybe he was just buying her recharge card, buying her phone before they got married. Now that they are married, she has the right to 150% maintenance. Okay, let's reduce to 100%. 100% maintenance from the husband, and there's nothing the husband can change above that. And another right that happens at the point of nikah is that every child that is born in that marriage is legitimate. Every child that is born to those couples or to that couple become legitimate. Then, don't forget also, in the eyes of the Sharia, at the point of marriage, the husband and the wife, they continue to be independent legal personality in the eyes of Sharia. Despite marriage, she is still a legal personality in the eyes of Sharia. She can transact business and she can own property and she must not be abused. If a man should beat his wife, you cannot say it is domestic. In Sharia, we don't do domestic. If you assault somebody, you have assaulted somebody. So you can't say because she's my wife now I cannot beat her. The way the Sharia will deal with you is the same way it will deal with you if you are beating somebody else's wife or you are beating another woman. So a man will beat his wife and leave marks on her body. If she should go to the court will order that the man should be flogged back and fined, made to pay fine. I hope you understand what that is. So this one of it's a domestic problem between husband. No, not in Sharia. Other laws can condone those kind of things. If you slap her and she can prove it to the judge, they will slap you back and the man can be jailed for that. That never in your life slap you because that woman belongs to Allah. To say that she's your wife doesn't mean she is now your property. The other way around too. A woman cannot just treat the husband anyhow and say, after all, he is my husband now. I can beat him if I want. You know some wives beat their husband. Have you heard of that? So that they don't report it every time. Subhanallah. Like they say, don't be a small thing. We have seen a lot of that before. Men don't report it, but wives actually beat their husbands. They do that a lot. And there are many of them we have seen before in the course of the counseling. The man will go to that. I was not her first time. That's why she slapped me. Anyway, let me beg her because I really got her angry that night. Wallahi, she had to lose my own belt to beat me. Subhanallah, Ustaz. Let me beg her that I'm sorry. Allah Akbar. Then don't forget that the woman in the eyes of the Sharia, she also has the right to keep her father's name if she wants. I hope you understand that very well. She can keep bearing her father's name as her surname if she wants. If she chooses to change the name to that of her husband, it's a choice for her. She must not be compelled to drop her father's name and pick her husband's name. It is in some societies and some cultures for legal purposes because of the kind of law they operate in those environments that necessitates that the woman should make changes sometimes. But it is not compulsory that she must change. If not, some women will have to be changing the names from time to time. God forbid, if there's a divorce, she'll change the name again. If she remarries, she'll pick another person's name. If the husband dies, she'll change the name again, and so on and so forth. But what we should understand is that it's not compulsory for her to do that. But let me mention this in case some people fall into this situation. She also doesn't have, it is not compulsory for her to convert to Islam if you had married her as a Christian. She has the right to continue to be a Christian. I hope we understand very well. This is what to say, no, you must, no, let it grow up again. You can't force a woman to change her deen. Allah has permitted it under certain circumstances that the Muslim man can marry a non-Muslim lady, but you have to know what you are going in for. It is not compulsory for her that she must become a Muslim. However, when people are getting married, you can sign an agreement that all of our children will be Muslims. You can sign an agreement like that. Because at the point you are marrying her, okay, you are marrying her, okay, no problem. She is not a Muslim, fine. But all the children we are going to have in this marriage, they will all go to the mosque, not to the church. You can sign that agreement. And that agreement holds so long as you are alive. If you die, she can change the agreement. Are you following what I'm saying? Unless you write that whether you are alive or you are dead, the fact is that the children must always be Muslims. Well, she knows her way now. When the children pass the age of 18, the child can decide which one they want to do. So, terms and conditions apply. If you want to marry a non-Muslim lady, terms and conditions apply. So that tomorrow you don't come and start running helter-skelter that, okay, can you imagine this woman have married her for so years, she refused to convert to Islam. No, you can't compel her. You can't force her. She has that right. I want to understand that very well now. Point number 2 that I want to make. All I've been explaining are the rights that become activated the day of the nikah. As soon as people get married, these rights have to be respected. Now, point number 2 is what are the ethical foundations of marriage in Islam? What are the foundations of marriage? The major part of the foundation is that the rights and responsibilities of husband and wife, they are not just legalistic rules to say this is rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3. There are many more things that goes beyond these rules that we are talking about. It's not just like a contract that we have to sign agreement, witnessed by people, and then we run a home like a company, or we run a family like PLC. You know what I mean? Then you now convert your wali to boss of trustee. And these are the BOT for this marital company, Nigeria Unlimited, and then the children will be like the products from that family. You know, that kind of thing. Not strictly legalistic. There are many more things that are there. One of the important parts is that the marriage is an ibadah on its own, because Allah commanded it, and Allah and Prophet strongly recommended it. They must know that it is meant to serve Almighty Allah. Husband and wife are coming together to fulfill the role of vicegerent of Allah on earth. And the Quran specifically mentioned that men and women are helpers for one another. Men and women are supposed to help and support each other. And the marriage itself is prescribed by the Quran as a solemn covenant, a very strong covenant between two people that must not be taken lightly, but people have to commit their hearts into it. And among the statements of Allah concerning that is that Allah has created for you وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. That's what my brother recited earlier on. Among the signs of Allah is that He has created for you mates from amongst yourself, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so you might find tranquility in one another. That is the purpose. So any legal or ruling or anything that will jeopardize that peace and tranquility, we have to examine it all over. Every rule and responsibility or right and responsibility we want to follow must be leading towards having that peaceful atmosphere. Sakina is very important. And the opposite of Sakina is Sikina, knife. But Sakina means peace and tranquility. And Allah now says, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And Allah now put love and mercy in your heart. It's Allah that actually places it in people's hearts. Where there's love and mercy, then rules and responsibilities will not become difficult. They will become part and parcel of life. Because there cannot be love without mercy, and there cannot be mercy without love. There must be compassion and there must be cooperation as the basis for the marriage. And as what Allah says, Nisa'ukum harthul lakum fa'tu harthakum an-nashid. Your wives are like garment for you, and you are also garment for them. Hunna libasul lakum wa antum libasul lakunna. You are a garment for them, and they are a garment for you. And your wives are like farmlands for you. Go to your farmland the way you want, anyhow you want. Meaning that you are free. You are supposed to be free for one another. And then when the Quran says we are garment for each other, it means we have to give each other emotional warmth, spiritual warmth. We have to take care of each other's aura. We have to cover each other's secrets. And we have to be united in such a way that we mutually benefit one another. And the closest thing to our body is our clothes. So we have to have that closeness to one another. Not to say, okay, these are rules, these are responsibilities, I want my right. It's not your right, it's my right. It's your responsibility. All of those things that some couples do, and they fight and quarrel like little children, is because they don't understand this concept of you are a garment for them, they are a garment for you. You are supposed to be together to protect each other and to support one another and to be good to each other generally. So these are the ethical foundations. Love and mercy, these are very important. No matter how much we want to follow the rules and regulations, we must not forget the aspect of showing love and mercy that cannot be measured. You can't measure love and say, okay, how many moods of love are you supposed to give me every day? There's nothing like that. So how many packets of mercy are you supposed to give me? Okay, give me 2 dozen of mercy. You know, we cannot quantify that one. A woman cannot come and complain and say, look, my husband is not giving me the required number of love he's supposed to give me. Instead of 10 love, he only gave me 5. That cannot be said. It cannot be proven that way. It is shown in way of affection and in ways of emotions. People don't love the same way, and people can't feel love in the same way. Some people are blessed. They know how to love and they know how to show love. But some people, they know how to love, but they know how to show love. They can't express love to somebody. If you want to kill some man now, you ask him to look at his face and say, I love you. You see his mouth will be bending somehow. Because it's not something has been saying. He will be like, well, I have to say it. I'm paying school fees, I'm paying house rent. What love does she want you to say? Some men will nearly faint if you tell him to kiss his wife. He will be like, subhanallah. Subhanallah. What's subhanallah? It's not difficult to do that. Or you ask a man to hug his wife. If you look at it, you just freeze like this. You see his hand will just stick to his side. Hug your wife and say, that you hug her. And hug her now, what's your problem? And see, some men are really suffering. They really suffer themselves. Make themselves to suffer. A man will be at home with his wife, let's say like weekend like this, if there's no Ramadan. The wife will sit down, he will also sit down. And he will not think, okay, let him put his head on her lap, so that the wife will be playing with his game, playing with his beard or rubbing hand on his head. So men cannot do it. A woman that you pay dowry for, he can't even relax. If you say you should do that, you see his body will be shaking. God will be shivering like this. Because it's not used to it. He can't do it. Oh, and some men cannot sit there and say, you, my wife, come and put your head on my lap so that we can be discussing. He can't. Some people cannot even sit down with their wives and be talking. He doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know how to gist. He doesn't know how to discuss. And this same man will say, well, we are married. No, there are legal things, but these are emotional things that people have to learn. And as we go along, inshallah, I'm going to mention the non-financial rights of women. For you to know that this thing you are not doing how you feel. You have to go and learn it. You don't have to do it. Imam, I hope when you do talim, you teach men how to kiss their wives sometimes. Different methods of kissing. I hope I'm not bringing media to your market. Different types of kissing, different methods of kissing, different ways of kissing, the duration of kissing, and there's the peck, and there's the deep kiss, there's the lip kiss, there's the tongue kiss, all of those kind of things. Look, don't take Islam for a joke. Islam is very serious. We are not talking about the elderly ones. All of us, people are elderly, our mouths are smelling already. But you, these young people, why can't you do that for your wife sometimes? And let the wife do so for their husband too. A woman should come to her husband and rub his shoulder for him, massage his shoulder for him once in a while. It's good now, isn't it? Yes, let the woman also learn to do so that her hand is not only meant for making food, her hand should also be meant for romancing the husband. Rub hand all over your husband's body, let his body shake like this once in a while. I hope they can hear me. Yes, thank you. Now let's go to the wife. Now, what are some of the rights of the wife? There's the financial rights of maintenance and so on and so forth, and there's non-financial rights, and you know that's the way in which the husband must treat and dwell with his wife. Allah says you should live with them with ma'ruf, with kindness, with goodness. A man must not be harsh. So let's look at the maintenance, that's the financial rights, according to the Kitab and Sunnah. Number one, no matter how rich a wife may be, she's entitled to full maintenance from her husband. It is his responsibility to provide for all of her needs. You understand? It is entitlement. It's her right that the man must maintain her financially in every way that he is supposed to do so. This principle is supported by both the Quran and the Sunnah. It's a moral responsibility of the husband to provide for the needs of his family, and the fulfillment of this requirement cannot be considered to be an act of charity. It is a duty. It's not charity. It is something that you must do. And the husband and wife have to cooperate to make these things together, even though we say it is compulsory. The wife is not required to contribute if she doesn't want to. So it doesn't matter if you are blaming your wife that she's stingy, she keeps money to herself, please, how money now? Even if you give her the money and you say, pour me that money I gave you yesterday, she has the right to refuse. Now. So in other words, it's a duty. I pray that Allah should provide for all men to be able to do the best of this duty. So like somebody said, don't complain that something is expensive, just say that you don't have the means. Don't complain that women will demand from you, just say you don't have the money. And instead of complaining that they are asking you for financial support, just ask Allah to give you in abundance. So the prayer is, may Allah give you the wealth that is too much for your wife to finish. In fact, she should be the one that is tired. When she traveled to Dubai today, travel to China, travel to Turkey, go and be shopping here and there. You say, what of Saudi Arabia? I'm tired. I'm tired. After she has bought all the expensive abaya. Now say, hey, that this other one, they say they just came fresh from Turkey. Let's go to Turkey to go and buy them. Say, I'm tired. I want to rest. I hope you'll be able to carry your wife to that extent. She'll say she's tired. And then may Allah provide for you. It means the wherewithal and the health to be able to do that. I hope you understand. You buy her a car, and after 2 months, you say you want to change the car. Say, it's just 2 months now. Try another one. You change it for her again. After another 3 months, you change for her. You say, I'm tired. I like that one. Don't teach it again. I think it's nice that way, isn't it? Now you are talking. So don't complain. The woman is asking. So let's break it down. Number one, she is entitled to residence. Your wife cannot live under the bridge, and your wife cannot be squatting with people. The right kind of minimum requirement for the lodging and accommodation should fulfill 3 conditions. Number 1, it should be comfortable. At least comfortable enough for a person to sleep, to rest, and to have peace of mind. All the comforts that you can afford, you must ensure you put it in that accommodation. What are some of the comforts? At least there should be fan now, even if there's no AC. There should be fan. She shouldn't have to be using hand fan to blow herself. For you young people who are just planning to get married or just got married, may Allah provide for you. Get a very nice generator or do solar panel. Yes, so that your wife will not be suffering from heat. Anybody whose wife will suffer from heat rashes, such a man should be fined by the masjid. If your wife will complain that she has heat rashes because there's no fan, then you should be fined. You should be fined. You should be made to pay for that. Number 2, there must be privacy. Any accommodation you provide for your wife should afford her some form of privacy, not the one that there's no curtain or there's no door or people passing by will be seeing her, or when you and her are talking inside the room, other people from other rooms will be hearing what you are discussing, or when husband and wife are having intimacy, you cannot be free because you think the neighbors can hear what is going on. That means there's no privacy. A woman needs privacy in 3 places inside her house. Number 1, her bedroom. Nobody enters her bedroom without her permission. Number 2, her bathroom. Nobody enters or uses her bathroom without her permission, even if it's your sister, and even if it's your mother. And number 3, nobody has any right to her kitchen without her permission. How many have I mentioned? 3. What's the first one? Bedroom. Second one, bathroom. Third one, kitchen. In having to have privacy for a woman, you must respect those 3 places. Even you, the husband. Don't bring anybody into any of these 3 places. Not that, okay, your younger sister came or your elder sister or your relative came, the next thing they don't go straight to her kitchen. No, that's not allowed. It's your wife that they should talk to give them the permission to enter into her. It is her own kitchen, not somebody else's kitchen. Because women know how they arrange their things. They know what they put where and where. And some women know that we don't have much. So they like to cover the husband's asiri. They can cover, these paint buckets. They have about 6 paint buckets there. This one's supposed to be for gari, this one's supposed to be for rice, this one's supposed to be for beans. You know how women do these things. But maybe those things are no longer there. She doesn't want anybody to know. And she doesn't want anybody to see. And let's say you even stock everywhere with food item for her. She still doesn't want anybody to come and see, so that they will not expose the husband to the outside world. To say, hey, so all the money this man is making is only food he's using to buy for the wife. Now you see why her kitchen is a private place for a woman. Respect it. And let everybody respect it. As the husband, don't permit anybody to rubbish the privacy of your wife. The same thing with bedroom especially. If something is wrong in the bedroom with her wardrobe, you have to be around to supervise any carpenter that will come inside there. Don't tell a carpenter to say, Shafiu, okay, go to Hajjah, go and fix the bed in the bedroom. What kind of a husband does that? No, you don't leave anybody anyhow to enter your wife's bedroom now, whether she's there or not. You should supervise it. Or appoint somebody, maybe your son or anybody that is mature, to supervise the presence of that person in your wife's bedroom. And bathroom. If they say a tap is leaking and everything, you now call a plumber to just go and do it like that. No, it has to do with your wife's permission and when she's ready for him to come in. Women put some of her things here and there. You don't expect one anyhow person, astaghfirullah, you just come inside and be looking at, so this is Madam's underwear, so big. I'm just giving an example. You know, it's a private place for a woman. You understand what I mean? So many men, you should, especially this our young brothers, go and get some of the plumbing things. Learn how to fix small taps. It's not every time you are out, ask strangers to come to your house, come and fix things now. How about what? The tap head got spoiled. You cannot buy one and fix it by yourself. What skill do you have? What are you doing with your life? These are small things that a man needs to know. It makes you to get a lot of respect from your wife. Bulb is burnt out inside the bathroom and you cannot fix it by yourself. It's not to buy bulb and fix. So you are looking for an electrician to come and disrupt the comfort of your wife, and then you are just misbehaving up and down, thinking you are Mr. Husband. Okay, I've mentioned two. The first of them is comfortable. The second one is privacy, and the third one is independence for the wife. Any accommodation you are going to provide should offer her independence, meaning that she's not squatting with somebody and she's not forced that somebody should squat with her. The house or the accommodation, she should be free in that house. It is not acceptable for the man to bring visitors into the house and make them to stay for a long time, to the extent that the wife will not feel comfortable, to the extent that the wife will have to be wearing hijab everywhere, including her bedroom. Because some bedrooms and the parlor, they are very close. And once some men come there and they sit down for too long, she will be uncomfortable. And don't allow some men to come and sit down and say they want to watch football. They will sit down and want to watch football. They want to go up until night time. There are these ayats in Surah Al-Hujurat about the time that people should be visited and people should not be visited. No, not Hujurat. Ahzab. I'm trying to remember.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا ليستأذنكم الذين ملكت أيمانكم والذين لم يبلغوا الحلم منكم 3 مرات من قبل صلاة الفجر وحين تضعون ثيابكم من الظهيرة ومن بعد صلاة العشاء 3 عورات لكم ليس عليكم ولا عليهم جناح بعدهم طوافون عليكم بعضكم على بعض كذلك يبين الله لكم الآيات والله عليم حكيم.
The Quran has mentioned those 3 times. Before Subhi, at the time of Zuhr, that's between Zuhr and Asr, when there is heat, people want to relax. Those are times that nobody should come and visit by that time. And after Isha, if you are going to visit somebody, visit them outside these 3 times. What do you want to go and visit a couple for before Subhi? What are you looking for? Or in the afternoon, hot sun like this, when they just want to, husband and wife are at home, they want to just, relax, remove their dresses and have siesta or something like that. And then after Isha, what are you looking for in couples after Isha? Let men be very strict with this, because it is the right of the woman. Many of us, we betray this trust. Many of us, we don't take this serious. And we impose some of these things on our wives. It is not acceptable. It's not nice. May Allah forgive us where we are wrong. And then alongside with that, you cannot bring somebody to live with you or to lodge with you without the consent of your wife. Husband, you can't impose somebody to come and stay if your wife doesn't agree with it. This is a very serious matter. Even if it's your younger brother. If she's not comfortable, please respect the fact she's not comfortable. You can negotiate, you can discuss, you can appeal to her, but don't impose on her. It's not the matter of my brother, same brother, same mother. The Prophet a man and a woman cannot stay together except that shaitan is the thought, especially if they are not married. And somebody said, what of the brother-in-law? And brother said, even that brother-in-law is death. Meaning that there's no exception. Many things happen. It's only till the day of judgment before we know what has actually happened. Let people be very careful and don't betray the trust and the right of the women. And then the man, even if the woman should agree, don't let it be somebody that will hurt her. Don't let it be somebody that will demean her or someone that will rubbish her. I've seen situations where younger sisters or sisters-in-law, younger sisters of the husband will come to the house, they will be fighting with the wife, they will be quarreling with her, they will be beating her, and the husband cannot do anything. That's a very weak husband who cannot defend his wife. A lot of situations like that, they will be commanding her, they will be rubbishing her, she will cook, they will not eat, they will go and prepare their own. They say, after all, this is our brother's house. This is our brother, you are just a wife here. This is our brother. You know some people do that in some cultures. This is our brother's house. We will eat whatever I want to eat. We will do whatever I want to do. They will mess up her kitchen, intrude into her parlor, they will scatter everything, and they will even go to the bedroom. Imagine a younger sister or elder sister who come into the husband's bedroom and ask the wife to excuse them that they want to talk. No, we shouldn't oppress people like that. If this woman is good enough to be your wife, don't treat her like a slave and don't treat her like trash. If you disrespect your wife, you have disrespected yourself. You've only proven how irresponsible you are. May Allah save us from this. If Allah, it's like, Allah. It's like a man that is calling the wife stupid. That you are very stupid. Tell me who is actually stupid. You are the one that's stupid now. You know she's stupid and you married her. You are even stupider if there's any English like that. You are the one that is actually stupid. You don't understand what I mean. Somebody abused your wife, you say it doesn't pay you. You don't know you are the one that is abused. Why is it that some men don't have that sense of dignity, that sense of utmost respect? If the way you present your wife is the way people will look at you, the way you respect your wife, the way people will respect you. If you don't create that respect for your wife, people will not respect you. And that's why you see people that Allah has really blessed with this understanding. They will so elevate their wives to the extent that before you even see them, you have to pass through their wives. You have to like, Hadia, please help us talk to Alaji about this matter. She said, okay, no problem, I will talk to my husband for you. The man did it deliberately so that he can respect the wife and respect him. But this one of people who come around, they just push the wife to one side as if she doesn't matter. No, it is that man that doesn't matter. If only he realizes it. Are you following me now? Please, if you are tired, let me know. So that one is, we are talking about the rights of the wife, right? And we have mentioned residence. The next one and very important is food. Abinchi. Food. The husband must provide sufficient food for his wife according to what is customary and according to what he can afford. Don't starve a woman. No matter how much you love a woman, please don't starve her. If Allah provides for you, stop the house with food. If Allah should bless you, let her eat very good food. It is very good food that makes a woman to look fine sometimes, to look nice sometimes. She will not look old quickly. You understand what I mean? You have to maintain her now. You don't want to talk about maintenance. That's what maintenance is. Let your wife eat good food so that she will look nice. She will look fresh. She will look presentable. She will be healthy. So much so that even when she's, like they say, growing old or anything, she will still be looking young even though she's growing old. All of this, the magic for it is good food. It is her right to eat good food. And when I say good food, There is a basic requirement, and there are the additional one, that a man can add to it. Let men not be stingy in this regard. Some men, if the woman says she wants to eat ice cream, you say, are we a baby? Or the wife says she wants to eat yogurt. You'll be looking at her as if she's not a Muslim anymore. The woman says she wants to eat drumstick, chicken. Then you'll be like, the ones we bought 2 months ago, is not enough for you. Yeah, Salam. I was in one place where I was giving some time ago. The woman wanted, what do they call this thing? What do they call this stuff that has egg inside it? Egg roll. She said she wants to buy egg roll. How much is the egg roll? They said so amount of egg roll. Scotch egg, that's another name they call it. You know what he did? He now went to buy puff and bought egg. He broke the egg, opened the puff and stuffed it inside. And see, this is it. What's the difference? What kind of a man is that? For man now. Because it's cheaper that way. You understand what I mean now? Yes, the woman says she wants popcorn. This one that they sell in supermarkets and those kind of big places. Popcorn, they put inside paper pack. She says she wants popcorn. Now they want popcorn. Then he went to the roadside and bought this roasted corn for her. What do you think is wrong with this man? And the amount of men want to faint, they want to kill themselves. If the wife says she doesn't feel like eating tuwo today, she wants to eat pizza. Pizza. You know how much pizza is? So look, once in a while, it may not be every day. You won't die if you buy pizza for a while, once in a while. Women also like to eat shawarma, not that they will see it on TV alone. So when we say food, it's not that you just put tuwo and kuka and you say, I've already given her food. Not only that one, men should go ahead. If Allah provide for you, please let your wife eat very good food. I hope you understand. Then number 3 part of it is clothing. What she should wear should be part of your duty. A man should clothe the wife in the best of all ways. Let her dress well, let her appear nice, and let her, feel good as a woman. A woman needs more than 2 clothes. She needs more than 2 hijabs. Some men, when they buy black hijab and brown hijab, they think it's okay. No, please, a woman likes to have many of them. If Allah provide for you, please don't deny her this. Don't say, after you already have 2 bags. A woman can have 6 bags, she's still buying more. So if Allah provide for you, know that these are her rights. Basic rights, fulfill it, and then you make some ziyada, make some addition to that. May Allah provide. Then there is the aspect of helpers. Sometimes a woman will need the people you refer to as house help, so that she doesn't overstress herself, she doesn't overburden herself. This is supposed to be part of the requirement, but we cannot say it must be a right. However, if the woman needs it, or she's from a very wealthy family, there are some ladies in their family, they don't wash clothes by themselves. They have washermen, they have washing machine. Because you have married her doesn't mean that she has to be washing with her hands. I hope you understand what I mean. Sometimes a woman needs that help, whether because she's pregnant, or she has little children, she has little babies, and she has to fulfill other roles as a wife in the house. Ensure that you appoint or employ somebody that will be assisting her. Hope you understand. That's all you understand. So I hope you all understand what I mean by this. Within what is acceptable and within what is affordable. Please, I really want to advise you brothers, especially those of you who are still young, who are just going to marry or you are recently married. As time goes on, you get to see that the roles, the chores to do can be very overwhelming for some women. And she has to look after your baby, and then she has to have time for you also. If you want to enjoy her, for her to have time for you, then you have to reduce some of the work she has to do by employing somebody that can assist her in this regard. Even if somebody will be going and coming, come to work in the morning, close in the evening, if you don't have accommodation where the person can be sleeping, I hope you understand. Or someone that will be coming in every weekend to wash clothes, clean the house, do general things, and then it will make life easier for a while. Then what of health care and medication? This is another one. It's a right of a woman that you must take care of her health. Not to say that she should go and fend for herself when it comes to that. You cannot only enjoy the good side of a woman, and then when she's sick, you start complaining. Some women are sickly on their own, and some women, once in a while, when she's sick, you have to be there for her and be ready to foot the bill for her medical care. Now, let's go ahead now. What if the man is not able to provide these things we are saying? You know, we are talking about right. You must. What are the things that the woman can do if the husband is not able to provide these things? Number one, she can endure the hardship with her husband because it may be just for a short while. The man may be providing, then maybe he loses his job. The woman is advised to either of these options we have. Number one, to endure it like that till things get better. Number two, to ask for divorce and say, look, I didn't come to this world to come and suffer. The last time I look at my skin, suffering is not good for my skin. She can divorce. A woman can ask for divorce because of hunger, because she's not feeding well, because she's not being treated well, because there's no accommodation, because there's no medical care, because there's no comfort, and because she's not being respected. A woman can seek for divorce if the husband is not able to provide that. If the man forces her to go and squat somewhere and she cannot bear it any longer, she has the option. She can say, I'm not interested again. And the Sharia court will accept it after they have scrutinized the conditions and they see that it's something that she truly cannot manage. A woman that came from very rich family, she has a whole duplex to herself, and she has about 4 or 5 cooks, nannies, and drivers. Now she now gets married to you, and you want her to manage one self-contained, 1 bedroom self-contained. And you don't have washing machine, you ask her to be able to wash clothes outside. And there's even no water where you are staying. She has to come and be fetching water from somewhere. She can, because of that. This is not the matter of saying these women don't fear Allah. No. She can, because of that. Look, I'm telling you this, brothers, you have to be realistic. She has the right to divorce you, go marry somebody else that will take care of her. There's no hard feelings there. She's not committing any sin for doing that. Allah will even reward her, because rather than wait and allow the marriage to break down, she will just leave you and then go marry somebody else. If you like cry, then nothing good to happen. Allah will still forgive her, and she will still enjoy her dunya hasanatan, and in the akhirah she will still get hasanatan. Because you were careless, she left you. In the day of judgment, she will not marry you. She will go and marry one Sayyidina somebody when we get to the hereafter. Then you cry in the hereafter for the second time. Another option is that she can be sponsored and supported by her relatives. If the husband has problem financially, she can be assisted. I mean, you can be assisted through her father. There's no shame in that. Her father can support, some of her brothers can support. So don't go and be feeling arrogant. Your wife is sick, she needs to go to the hospital. You don't have money to take her to the hospital where she will get proper care. And one of her elder brothers now said, Sanusi, please, if you don't mind, let's take her to so hospital. Please just submit and accept. They say, no, she's my wife. She's my wife. I have the right to take her to any hospital I can afford. Are you crazy? We are talking about health here. We are talking about matter of life and death. We are not there doing shakara. No, don't do that. Or maybe the one wants to deliver a baby. Now, this one is a very common one for many people. Unfortunately, for some of the brothers, it can be very difficult for them, and I can understand why. The wife wants to deliver. The father now said, that the wife's father now said, they want her to go and deliver their baby in Dubai, for instance. And they are going to pay the ticket, they are going to pay the hospital bill, they are going to pay everything. The husband now got angry and said, no, she will not go and I will not go. Look, what do you think the man should do? He should just chill. Just calm down. Thank your father-in-law for the assistance and ask, can I follow her? Just chill, stop being arrogant. If you don't have money, if you don't get money, hide your face. You never dare to say that. And you don't have money and you are doing gra. Just chill, relax. You understand what I'm saying? It can be very painful for men because of our echo. You understand what I mean? Because I don't have money. The only thing that they should seek your permission, they should seek your opinion, and you should be ready to support. What if they didn't seek your permission before they got visa for her? Should you get angry or not? You get angry, yes. It's good to get angry, but you see, even whether you are angry or you are not angry, you're already got the visa. Just chill. You know when somebody falls down from bicycle sometimes, you turn it to stand. Instead of getting angry, just go, thank you, I didn't know you have already done all of these things behind my back. Jazakallah khair. He said, I really appreciate. In fact, get some people to go and thank your father. I think I really appreciate. This is a very big surprise for me. That you didn't inform me, you already got visa and everything. May Allah bless you, sir. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. I really appreciate it. Just relax, times change. You may not have today, you will have tomorrow. So don't spoil relationships because of the echo, which I'm saying again, it's very difficult. Unlike you, I'm saying it now, it can be very difficult. Because some in-laws, they don't really do it with diplomacy. They just put you to one side and then take care of their daughter. Some of them do that. So whatever happens, I'll give you an example from the life of Bukhari Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Remember, I think the gentleman that recited the Quran for us now, he recited that part where Bukhari Musa saw those two ladies that wanted to get water for their animals, and Musa got there to assist them. I want to summarize, don't worry. Then Musa got there to assist them. They got to Anabi Shuaib, the father of those two girls, and the man said, okay, I'm going to give you one of these my daughters, but you're going to work for me for 7 years. Then you will learn this trade of rearing animal for 7 years, and then you practice under my supervision for 3 years. That kind of thing, make it 10 years. How many ladies will marry a man that it is your own father that will be paying him salary? You understand what I mean? That's exactly what that story was. And Musa was not a small person. He grew up in the palace. He has been used to good life of power and influence. He still had to surrender, had to submit himself to grow under Shuaib. He had never reared animal before in his life. How can you tell the son of Pharaoh to be rearing animals? But he removed his ego. He removed his pride. He submitted. He said, no problem. I will go ahead and do this. He was living in his father-in-law's house. And the father-in-law was giving them food, himself and his wife. And that was when he was an apprentice. And what does an apprentice do? You have to say yes sir every time. You run errands, you go here, you go there, all for 7 good years. And when he regained his freedom, he still had to serve for another 3 years for the father to be feeding him and paying him salary. Until after 10 years, he now became a man of his own. So that's why I'm saying it can be difficult, but if a prophet of Allah could do it, then you too have to chill. Just take it easy. You know better before you went to marry from a rich family. And so why are you now complaining now? You marry from a rich family and they now do something behind your back. They just call you, hello, Guzman. Tell your wife to get ready. We are going to Umrah tomorrow. That's your wife's uncle that's saying that. Okay, what are you going to do? You want to die there? You want to kill yourself? Just thank you There's that kind of thing. But please, sir, I don't know if I can also follow her. No. We didn't get visa for you. No, I like carry Highness. Yes, you don't chill, don't force life. And then you like call your wife to say, you don't have any money. All of the pocket money they give you, keep my share for me. That's how life is that go. And then you have a corner. You have to manage until you survive and you succeed too. Then tomorrow you'll be a big man too. And then you remember all of those things, you and your wife, you just be laughing. You just be laughing at, you understand what I mean? You just be laughing about those that. Can you imagine those days when your father used to use money to oppress me? It pained me, but there's nothing I could do about it. Yes, sir. So you understand what I mean now? So she can, if there's hardship for the husband, we were talking about rights, but sometimes if the man is not able to do it, there are ways we have to manage husband and wife. So the wife could be sponsored by the relative. In fact, the wife too can borrow money to help the husband from her relatives or from places where she can. There's a woman that is working now in her place of work. They have this contribution they are doing, and she's entitled to borrow some money to assist the husband. A woman also has the option to do that. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And it becomes a debt on him. He has to pay. He has to pay back that money in some of such circumstances until when situation improves and the husband is able to get back on his feet. Now, when I'm saying that, it's not only about rules and regulations, but love and compassion and mutual understanding is there. A man that is just not cheat his wife. If the woman is assisting him, he will appreciate it and he will pay back. It's just that many men, they don't pay back. That's what makes women to be tired of this thing. But a very responsible man will pay back. As soon as he has the money, he will give her the money back. Then, another way is that, well, I think those are some of the options that are available. And the woman can even assist without asking the man to pay back. This is also possible. It's not every time it becomes a debt. In fact, ask many of these women, we owe them a lot of money. And sometimes they don't even ask back because they feel that's part of their own contribution. For women who do this, it's an act of sadaqah. And Allah is going to reward them for it in the best ways. But let a man not get used to this. A man, if the man refuses to provide for his wife, or he falsifies his true financial position at the time of the marriage, you know, these are some other things, and he neglects the needs of his wife, then she's entitled to seek divorce, or she's entitled to refuse to help him. Let's say the man lied to her. He didn't have any job, but he lied that he worked in so and so place. He didn't have any car. He went to borrow his husband's car to come and marry her. He didn't have any house. Maybe one of his friends traveled, he decided to stay in the friend's house till after the marriage. And then later the wife gets to discover that the man is a fraud, is a fraudster. The man really scammed her. Such a woman can take the option of divorce, or she may refuse to borrow him money, to give him money, or she may refuse to spend money for him if he's in financial problem. All of these things depend on circumstances and all of the things that can happen. Then what if the wife discovers that the husband is a miser? He doesn't like spending money. He's stingy. He normally goes around like a boxer. You know, his hand is like this, the way boxers are. And if you use German pliers, you can't even open his hand to remove money from there. So men are stingy. Very, very stingy. Yes, very miserly. If a woman has a man like that and the man has money, she is entitled to take from his money without his permission. She's entitled to take from his money. I will have quoted a lot of hadith from there. From the thing that is fair, fair amount, not that if you rob the whole place, the armed robbers came to the house. But small change. A man that is very stingy, he now forgets money in his pocket. That kind of money, you can't return it to him. Or you mistakenly found some money lying around in the house, you have to grab it. And if he says, where is the money? You say, I've taken it. And if you say, bring it back, say, no, I'm not bringing it back. I've already used it to buy rice. Something like that. So that she will not starve and things will not go wrong. That a woman has the right to do that within what is reasonable and what is fair. I hope I will not be misunderstood about this. Madam, don't go stealing money from your husband because you wanted him to buy some things for you, and the man says there's a project that this money should go for. You now take his ATM card, you hack into his account details, and then you know his PIN code, then you go withdraw the money that has not given you permission to do. You are stealing that way. It's only when the worst gets to the worst, the man is totally stingy and he doesn't care. That's when you are allowed. Then, when we talk about rights, what are some circumstances that will make a woman to lose this right from the husband? Number one, if she's obstinate, if she's stubborn, if she's rebellious, and if she's unreasonable. Yes, if she's unreasonable and she's not fair to the husband, then she's going to lose some of these rights. A woman that is stubborn without being obedient to the husband, or she travels to a place without the husband's permission, the husband can refuse to maintain her if she travels out of the home without his permission, or for some other nefarious activities that the husband didn't approve of. That way, she can lose the right to some maintenance. She cannot go and get into a debt to buy things that the husband didn't permit her to buy. And she now wants it to become a debt on the neck of the husband. The husband can refuse to pay and compel her to return such things back to where she took it from. If she's being unfair, I hope you understand what I mean now. You cannot be abusing your husband and you expect him to be spending money for you. This is what some women don't understand. You cannot be obstinate, you cannot be rebellious, you cannot hate his family, you don't want to see your husband, you don't want to cooperate with your husband, and you expect him to keep spending and spending. After a while, the man will be tired and he will withdraw some of the extra favors that he does for you. And the man has the right to withdraw it. That's what I'm trying to say. The woman can say, after they say you must. No, a man must, but terms and conditions apply. But however, basic maintenance is compulsory for the man. Even if a woman is in her either period after divorce, the man must still maintain her, he must still give her her rights. Let me quickly rush now for the non-financial rights of the wife. Part of it is the affection, it is the good feeling, it is the relationship, it is sharing happiness, sharing sorrow, and sharing love between husband and wife. These ones you cannot measure them. Companionship, trying to sit down to listen to your wife, even if you don't enjoy what she's talking about, is part of her right. It's not financial, but you have to be available for your wife. This is very important. You have to give her listening ears from time to time, even when what she's saying is boring. You can just be know the mashallah. Allah Akbar. Subhanallah. You be saying all of those things so that you enjoy the gist. You know, some women like to gist. She can talk you to death if you are not careful. She will talk to you that. And if you have a wife like that, you have to you have to train yourself. Train yourself to say, Ya Salam, Allah Akbar. Truly, she said, you now say, okay, what now happened? I've not even reached there. Let me tell you about the one that happened 3 days ago. And then you just. When you see that you are tired, you now look for excuse to, I think they are corporate now. They are not corporate, just 12 o'clock. Then I don't want to be late for Maghrib. She said, no, it's not 5 p.m. now. It's not Maghrib yet. And then when you now go to Maghrib, you should just stay for Ta'aleem. Between Maghrib and Isha. Stay for Ta'aleem very well. After Isha, stay outside the mosque and gist with your brothers from the Maghrib very well. Then you now go home and say, hey, what is that we are discussing? These are non-financial. What many women complain about is not about money. It's not about gift. It's not about clothes. It's about time. Most men don't have time for their families. But don't forget, the woman has the right to that. And we must try to give her the best of all of these things. They asked the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, what should any of us do for his wife? What are their right over us? The Prophet said, أن تطعمها إذا طعمت وتكسوها إذا كسيت ولا تضرب الوجه ولا تقبح ولا تهجر إلا بالبيت. You should feed her when you feed yourself, clothe her when you clothe yourself, and don't demean her. That is, don't slap her face, and don't insult her, and never swear at her, and never desert or depart from her, except from within the house. Don't be an absent husband. Don't slap her and don't insult her. You see, she has the right not to be insulted. That's what we're saying. She has the right not to be abused. She has the right not for you to talk to her in such a way that she will now cry, and life will be very difficult for her. These are some of the other rights she has. She also has that right to justice and equity in everything that you do. The Prophet said, if you hate something about her, you should look at the good side of what she has. She might not be very neat, but Allah has given her many children for you. She might not be able to speak English the way you want her to speak English when your colleagues or friends are around, but she can cook very well. And some of them cannot cook very well, but she's very beautiful. If you see one thing that you don't like, there will be another thing that you like. You have to focus more on the good side of the whole thing. If you know that she doesn't know how to cook, I want to have visitors, go to eatery now and buy food. And cover her secret, so that the people will not come to your house when they leave to go and buy tetracycline and flagyl, because her food will be punching them. And they say, the day we went to so and so person's house, see the food they gave us was making us to punch. No, cover your wife and see in that regard. There's one other one, the intimate relations. Intimacy. It is her right that a man must fulfill. There's no going and coming there. It's not a taboo subject to discuss, because in the time of prophet, people used to discuss it a lot. A man must not desert the wife. A man must be present in a woman's bedroom at least once every 4 days. Once every 4 days. You must be, even if you are not going to do anything, you must be present there. Mark present in her bedroom. And apart from that, intimacy, it depends on from couple to couple. Some couples, both of them, they have very high libido, so they can do whatever they want to do anytime. But for some, there's disparity. Some men are stronger than their wives, some wives are stronger than their husbands. So instead of being being stubborn about it, a man should take good care of himself so that you can take care of your wife when it comes to matters of intimacy. It is her right. It's not a favor. It's even a duty. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you are even going to be rewarded if you do this with your wife in a very good way. You are nice with her and you are successful about it, and you also satisfy her. A man must seek to satisfy the wife generally in all of these matters of intimacy. It's only if there's no power for the man that they can regulate what they do together. But for you to think she's asking for too much, no woman is asking for too much. It's still part of her right. And I pray that couples will look very seriously into this, because this is one of the main problems that we have in the marriages today. Then what of jealousy? A woman has the right to be jealous. You want me to say that again? A woman has the right to be jealous if she thinks you are chatting with somebody on the phone. She has the right to be angry if you are picking call and it's a woman that's at the other side. And she has the right to frown if you are talking to a lady from your office. And she has the right to be angry if they are talking about a particular lady and you are smiling. And now, and they are talking about look at them. Did you see Zainab today? Then you are smiling. Yeah, your wife has the right to be angry. What do you mean? Why are you smiling like that when they mention Zainab? They mention Rukayat, you didn't smile. They mention Mariam, you didn't smile. Why is it that they mention Rukayat, you were smiling? The other time they mentioned Zainab, you were laughing. Look, the woman has the right to suspect that you are chatting with somebody. So don't go about and say, what right do you have? What? Anyway, she may not have the right to check your phone, but she has the right to get angry that you are talking to another lady. Let us hold this very seriously. It is not until when a man is sleeping with another woman before the wife has the right to complain. If she feels some suspicion and she feels that your movements are not very nice, or she feels that you are more generous with a particular lady, she has the right to complain. There's this very well-dressed sister, what's her name? Zainab. And she observed that you always commend her dress. I'll come and see the hijab Zainab was wearing today. I was thinking I should buy the same hijab for you, but let me ask Zainab. I know where they sell hijab. If you want me to buy hijab, give me the one I'm going to buy. No, let me ask Zainab. There's this particular one Zainab used to wear. It usually looks very fine on her. Then I don't even want the hijab again. And even if she keeps quiet, then you miss food for that night. Don't say she's a bad woman. She has the right to do that. So men, beware. I hope they didn't hear this one I'm saying. Hey, oh, they are even seeing me. So you have the right. You have the right to get angry, but please don't be suspicious. Don't start hacking your husband's phone. Don't make it part of your life preoccupation to be monitoring your husband's movement, and respect the privacy of your husband's phone. And this is where we want to round off now by mentioning the rights of the husband. We have spent 80% of the time, 90% of the time talking about the rights of the wife. Now let's talk a little about the rights of the husband. The rights of the husband are not very much, they are not very many. They are just about 3 or 4. Yes. Of all these things we are saying, only 3 or 4. Ya salam. Okay, let's look at this way. Number 1, the man has the right to see you beautiful. It is his right that you must be attractive. There's this hadith program I'm trying to remember that خير النساء إذا نظرت إليها سرتك. The best among the women, where was explaining some qualities. So one of the best qualities, when you look at her, you are pleased. Let women find ways of looking pleasant to their husband. Not that the way some Jahiliyyah people do, when they are going out they will dress well, but when they are inside they will be shabby, they will be smelling of onion. But when they are going out they will smell nice. No, the man has the right to see you attractive. You have to take your bath regularly. One man was almost crying when he was telling the other time that his wife is not neat. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, for example, when they finish eating like this, the other will not pack the wife will not pack the plates. She can leave it there like that. She will not wash the plates. And when the plates are beginning to smell or anything, she will keep them inside the fridge. Dirty plates. He said not all. When they finish eating like this, she can hold her hand. Hand she has not washed. She can hold it like that for 1 hour. She'll be watching TV. He said, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. You are really suffering for it. So, apart from that, you have to be obedient to your husband. It is the husband's right that the wife must be obedient to him. Absolute obedience. Stubbornness is not allowed when it comes to the way you relate with your husband. Obedience will also, of course, have to be on the basis of obedience to Allah. You cannot obey your husband to do what is haram. But what we are saying, you must absolutely obey him so long as what he's asking you to do is not out of the purview of the Sharia. Another thing is respect. It is the right of your husband that you must respect him. In fact, there is no food you can give a man to eat. If you disrespect him, he can vomit that food. So a woman must be respectful and she must be obedient to the husband. When I say respect, I mean in all ramifications. Take for instance, somebody comes to the house and they say they are looking for something or they want to get something. And a woman that respects the husband will say, sorry, my husband is not around, but I will deliver the message to him. When he comes back, he will call you. That's how a reasonable woman will behave. Not a woman that only her, she has the phone number of plumbers, she has the phone number of electricians, she has the phone number of cleaners, she has the phone number of mechanics, she has the phone, and she is the one fronting all of these things. That is a disrespect to the husband. Of course, if the husband respects himself, it is not the wife that should be doing all of this. How can your wife's car get spoiled and you tell her to go to the mechanics and go and sit down there for 3 hours before they fix her car? If you don't command respect for yourself, you are going to be disrespected. But the woman must respect their husband. Number 3, the woman must be loyal to the husband. Your loyalty should be to your husband in all ways and in all times. You cannot side against your husband. Even if there's something between your husband and your father, you are supposed to take side with your husband so long as he's not guilty. If your father should give you an instruction and your husband gives you a contrary instruction, you have to obey your husband first before that of your father. And this is very, very important. Like the case I was giving you as an example earlier on, that the father-in-law is sending his daughter, that's your wife, to Hajj or to Umrah without your permission. The wife has to be loyal to say, my father, you have to inform my husband or I'm not going. That's how a real woman behaves. You don't bring insult to your husband because your parents are well to you or because your father says this must be done. Then you now turn your husband to a non-entity in your family. Don't you know if you allow people to disrespect your husband, it will come back to you. It will bounce back on you. People will look down on you as a woman. You look like a woman that is a piece of trash. You have to cover your husband's secret. And you have to manage the situation so that you don't hurt his ego. You don't let him feel bad. You don't let him feel inadequate. You don't let him feel like a failure. Yes, you don't make him feel as if he cannot take decisions on you again. Especially when the man is reasonable. We have to go back and forth now. If you know your husband is reasonable, please don't insult him and don't let anybody talk down on him. Don't let anybody look down on him. Somebody said they want to come and visit you in your house. Even if they're your own family, don't give them the answer to go ahead. Tell them, okay, hold on, let me discuss with my husband. That's how a real woman behaves. Okay, let me discuss with my husband, I will get back to you. That's how it's supposed to be. But not to say, why not? Come now, come, be coming. Then your husband will come back from work later in the evening and you will find visitors that are there to come and stay. And then, okay, sorry I didn't tell you before. They are here to stay. They will spend 2 weeks with us. Even if you are the owner of that house, you don't have any right to behave like that. You have to honor your husband. You have to respect your husband, and you have to be loyal to your husband. Your husband must know where you are at every point in time. He has the right to know your location. He has the right to know your mission. It's not a matter of I'm going out. Going out to where? I'm going somewhere. No, that is rubbish now. I'm going somewhere. What is somewhere? You have to tell him in advance where you want to go. I don't know about you, but in my own opinion, I think a reasonable woman shouldn't behave like that. A woman that respects herself will not behave that way. I am going out now. You know, I've already dressed, and you don't expect. I've already called Uber. I've already called boats. They are waiting for me outside. And the husband didn't know where you are going. No, it's not. You don't have any right to do that. That man has the right to stop you from going to where you are going. Now, tomorrow, people say some men are wicked, and they say some men are unreasonable. It is because of the way some of these women treat them. That's why they lash back like that. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Your husband comes back from outside, you are on phone with somebody. And you don't have some women behave. You cannot cut that call, you now put the phone. Rukaya, continue discussing. It's somebody that just entered. And it's her husband that just entered. enter. If someone that don't enter, never mind them, I continue talking. Then after a while, when after 15 minutes, the husband is just sitting down looking at her. You now be using hand to point to the kitchen. Go to the kitchen and take your hand to her mouth like this and point to the kitchen. Then your food is in the kitchen, go and carry. And some of them be like, we'll call the house girl. Okay, hold on, Zainab. Aisha, Baba Abdullah is back. Go and give him his food. Then continue what you are saying. What is that man supposed to do? What is that man supposed to do? You should collect that phone and break it, then buy her another one. How about that? As a woman behave like that is a very bad idea. It's a very nasty thing to do. Even if you have quarrel with your husband, let respect not be compromised. The man has that right. You know what I'm saying now? You know we have mentioned so many rights of the woman, but these very few rights for the men, you must give them. If not, you are not going to enjoy that marriage. Because men have their own ways of doing things. Please let us try and know that some of this, you need his permission to go to the market. You need his permission to do almost everything. But if he has already granted you a standing permission, for example, let's say you go to work as a woman and your husband has already permitted you to go to work, fine. It's not every morning you'll be saying, I'm going to work, or should I go? I'm going to work, should I go? Not every morning. You don't understand what I mean? But if from your office you are going somewhere else, you have to call him. Thank God there's telephone. You have to inform him. Or if it's something that is circumstantial that you didn't plan for, he has to be aware where you are at every point in time. The husband also has the right to bedroom business. A woman must not refuse her husband in the bedroom, even if you are angry with him. Even if you are not pleased with him. At that time that your husband needs you, please put those things aside and find ways to satisfy your husband. The man has that right, and that right must be there. It must be fulfilled for him. Allahu Akbar. Then a Muslim wife may not entertain guests in the family home, like I said earlier on, without the consent and permission of the husband. She also should not sell or give away the husband's possession, the husband's property, without express permission from him. Although she may take some of it for herself. You know what I mean? The one we said earlier on. But can a woman buy something without informing the husband? Can she buy something without telling the husband? Now?
It's her money. She could.
If it's her money, she should still inform the husband. My husband, I have the money now. I want to change my phone. I want to buy iPhone. Whatever. And well, the woman can still be reasonable. Maybe at the time she's trying to buy this iPhone, the man's car is broken down. He doesn't have money to fix it. Or the man is owing school fees. And so you put the man under tight condition. Because it's your money, he can't say yes, he can't say no. You just make him to start feeling bad. This is where the unwritten consideration comes in. Unwritten rights of the husband. You may say you have the right to do whatever you want to do with your money, but you have to be considerate with your husband, and you have to be considerate about his feeling and his ego. And I hope we are able to grasp one or two things from all of this. There are so many more things, right? But the one of the men don't have any problem. And of course, we know he also has the right to marry another wife if he wants to. I hope you understand that one very well too. May Allah make it easy for all of us and continue to forgive us our sins. Wherever we are wrong, may Allah pardon us. And wherever we are doing it right, may Allah grant us the reward. May Allah continue to support and sustain all of us in all we do. I'll stop here because all along is just rights and responsibilities, but you have been able to grasp the one that is relevant to you in all of this one we have said. So أقول قولي هذا واستغفر لي ولكم أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
التكبير. الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا. The lecture is well delivered. In fact, more than A1, if I may put it that way. The Sheikh was able to take us around right from the basis at the point of nikah up to the level at which we are and then we are expected to reach. I'm so particularly delighted when he mentioned something about parenting, that our fathers around, their roles and responsibilities continue even when the children are getting married and they are having their own grandchildren. These are part of the packages of Islam. Islam, ma faratna fil kitabi min shay. Nothing is omitted from the Quran except that we don't take our time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all our unions those that will end up in Al-Jannah to Firdaus. Jazakumullahu khairan ya Sheikh. We have a handful number of our questions revolving around marriages, marital discords, how to solve them, inshallah al-Kareem. And we believe, inshallah al-Kareem, we have learnt a lot and we are able, inshallah al-Kareem, with the rahmah of Allah, we'll be able to put remedies to wherever there are lacunas or structural deficiencies in our marriages. The first question goes thus. Assalamu alaikum ya Sheikh. My question is, in a situation whereby a married Muslim man can't strike balance among his wives, he treats one better than the other, and to the extent that there are rancors, can the marriage be dissolved in this kind of circumstance?
It's a complicated matter. The marriage cannot be dissolved because of that. Such a man needs to be educated, he needs to be counseled, and he needs to be advised. And that's why you see I was referring to the elders around. You can't Google solution to these things on the internet, but people have to sit them down, the husband and the wife or the wives, and address whatever is wrong between them. That shouldn't be a cause for divorce.
Assalamu alaikum ya Sheikh. Barely 2 weeks after I was engaged with one lady, I paid her dowry, waiting for nikah proper to take place after Salah. But I later realized that she has done bleaching. This bleaching has had negative effects on her legs, and I'm beginning to hate her even before the marriage. My question is that, is it within the law for me to stop the marriage at this point?
When you marry a woman, you marry the whole of her body. It's not only the legs that you marry. You should look at the other good side of her body. At least she didn't bleach her face. Even if she bleached her face, it is not a bad thing. So such a man should, you are not even talking about the character, the good families, the intelligence she has,
Religion,
the religiosity, all of those are equally important. Forget about the legs. When you marry her, you can take her to the dermatologist, they will treat her, she will be okay. So that's not how can you hate a woman because of that? Women like to do ornament, though I personally don't support bleaching and things like that, but some of them, they experiment with these creams and it turns out to be a negative thing for them. You understand what I mean? She didn't do that deliberately. Maybe it's an accident. Someone recommended the cream for her and it burnt her legs. So instead of hating her for that, this is a trial. You have to support her. Marry her still, love her, and take her to the dermatologist. Buy a nice cream for her that will make her legs to heal up. Be a strong man, not because of leg. You now abandon the whole of the body. Subhanallah.
Jazakumullahu khairan. My question is it allowed for a wife to travel out alone? And what is the reward for a wife who beats her husband?
To travel out alone, as in with or without the consent of the husband. If the husband approves of it, fine. Travels have now become much easier now, especially international travel, because of security now, and then many other things can be put in place. You can monitor somebody's movement, you can track a person's movement, you know the time for the flight, you can determine who will pick her at the other side of arrival, you can determine how she goes to the airport, from the airport to where she's going. All of those things can be well arranged and organized. Now?
Maybe thinking about Japa.
It's Japa he's talking about.
Maybe you are more.
I know. But this one, a woman will travel for course, and then she has little children left behind. There's a lot of problem with that. The people have to be considerate. A lady should be patient to look after her family by herself. There's hardly any course you want to go and study abroad now that we don't have here in Nigeria. Ask Prof is with me here. There's hardly any course you want to go and do that you can't do some online, especially for advanced courses or professional courses and what have you. So let them be very reasonable. As for the woman who beat her husband, I don't know the reward for her because honestly I cannot read it in Sharia and in the book of Amal or Mu'amalat to say this is what Allah will do to a woman who beats her husband. I don't have any proof for it. I will just say, please, police, stop beating your husband.
Assalamu alaikum. A man that divorced his wife and afterwards is not taking care of the children, what is his judgment?
He is very irresponsible. Let people bring the two of them together. Even after divorce, this rule can still work because there may be some conflict after divorce. They should bring people, families that will look into the matter and resolve it amicably between them. If this thing is not resolved, then they can approach an alkali, go to Sharia court, and the judge will decide and determine in written and clear terms what is to be done about those children. If the man is still irresponsible, the judge can rule that from his salary they should deduct some amount for those children by way of law. And she can resolve it from the family level first. If it doesn't work, then she can approach an alkali. Injustice should not be permitted, it should not be tolerated. If you see that you are being oppressed, we have Islamic Sharia court. The judges are very experienced, they are well learned, and they know Sharia very well. They will find ways of, if you settle out of court, or they will find way of resolving in the court there. We do some kind of thing like that in Bainakum also, that settlement out of court. So you have all the facilities to redress whatever oppression you feel is being done for you.
Assalamu alaikum ya Sheikh, Jazakumullahu khairan. Please, madam, do you have any system in which you join brothers and sisters in marriage? If there is, please, how do we go for it to express our choice? Jazakumullahu khairan.
Yes, you can get the number from Imam later. We have some platform where people are seeking husband or wife, where they can fit into the system. There's a lot of scrutiny. You don't just go in there and expect them to throw a woman at you all at once. They will scrutinize, they will ask you questions, they know what you want, and then they can present whatever data they have available for you. But what we do is that it is your own data that will be shown to those ladies first. If one of them now says, okay, I think I will be interested in marrying this man, it's until then that you now get anything from such ladies. Not the other way around, that somebody will give you I like them, but she's too dark. Then they show another, I like them, but she's too fair. Then they give another, say, no, this one, the upper part is not very big enough. All of those things that men do, Imam, you know what men have, they turn the whole thing as if it's a marriage supermarket. Yeah, I like this one, I don't like this one, I don't like this one, I like this model, and those kind of things. So it is the other way around now. It is you that the ladies will have to say whether they like you or not. And if no lady likes you, no string attached, you can't hold us responsible. Just tell you, sorry. All of the ladies we have, none of them like you. It's hardly like that anyway.
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakumullahu khairan, sir. Please, akramakallah, if you can grant me 1 minute, I would like to share an experience with regard to your lecture. That's what the person is like. You don't know.
Can we address all the questions first? Then if there's time, then we can. Please forgive me for that. I'm being conscious of time.
Assalamu alaikum. What's the position of Islam on the husband that lies, that is working and married a wife after it was discovered that he was not working? He was only advised to get a job, but he refused. He does not provide her with anything. Can the marriage be dissolved? First question.
وإن امرأة خافت من بعدها نشوزا أو إعراضا فلا جناح عليهما أن يصلحا بينهما صلحا وصلح خير. When a whenever you notice this kind of things, it's just part of the shoes and part of the shikok that husband and wife have, some mishaps. I want to strongly recommend for this kind of couple to go for counseling. Most of the time, counseling resolves this matter. Many people just do marriage on solo as if we know everything. You don't know everything. Either go for counseling or consult the elders to look into this matter and call the man to order. And that's why a woman must have a wali. A shaitan waliyun, the man la waliyala. Shaitan becomes a wali for a woman that doesn't have a wali. The job of the wali is not only during the nikah. The job of the wali is continuous. So whenever the man is misbehaving or is not living up to his expectation or is cutting some corners, the woman has the right to report him to those that will call him to order. And if you see that your wali is not strong enough to do that for you, go hire a bigger wali. Somebody that you know you cannot refuse whatever they say. And if he still doesn't want to hear, then you go to alkali. Most of the time, it's elderly people that are the alkalis that we know. So they will intervene and they will put you to order. Not to always go for the option of divorce. Sometimes marriages are complicated. It may be some things both of you are going through because of hardship and everything like that. Many men now, they behave like lions when they are broke. And then so we need to just calm in and say, just calm down. So get angry with your wife. Just get more business, get more money. You see, she'll stop quarreling with you now. And usually it works. May Allah make it easy.
Second question, how can we handle a friend that will always call at all hours that is coming to visit your family or coming to even sleep over?
If he calls, don't pick his call. You either don't pick his call, you send a text, sorry, don't come because we are not prepared to receive you. Look, sometimes you have to be very brutal when it comes to something. Some people don't know their boundaries. Some people don't know when to stop. And it's a lot of inconvenience. The small food you and your wife and your children you are managing, this person will come around and be doing things with you. So please, let's not be very honest. Let's be straightforward. This time is not the time when you start being too shy to tell somebody the truth. There are some people that want to come and visit you, be happy that they are coming. Go back about it. Some people they say they are coming because you know when they are coming. As soon as you welcome them like this, they will tell you there's something in the boot. You understand what I mean? They say I'm going about a boot. So you know they bring some 10 kg of rice when they are coming, about 10 tubers of yam when they are coming. Some other small things like that. They will buy biscuits for your children. They will buy one small gift for your wife. And then there's one envelope they will give you too. Those are the kind of visitors we are talking about. Not the guy that will just come, he has no value to add to the family except to put one under stress. Not to put under stress and wahala. So please let us be very honest. Honesty and truth can be brutal sometimes. And as a man, you are the commander-in-chief of your home. If there's anybody you don't approve of their coming because of certain things you know, please don't let them go. Some will come, they'll be playing with your wife. They'll be cracking some stupid joke with your wife. Madam, you are adding weight for and your husband is really taking care of you. You know those kind of things. No. Some of them, when your wife is going there, they'll be looking at her as if, you know, when people are watching table tennis, the eyes will be going like this, going like this. When your wife is going from parlor to kitchen, from kitchen back to the bedroom, you don't be looking at following her around like this. Harma, he will see that there's a stain on your wife's hijab. No, don't allow such men to come around. Please block their number. Block their number and delete it. If I remove your SIM card.
There's no point blocking it. When you are deleting. What are the conditions, sir, that may give rise to separation or divorce in the marriage?
There are many conditions. Not only rights, I even give means also. But you need to see what you think should lead to divorce in your own family. Some other people are able to live with it. So it's difficult to say because of this one, then there must be divorce. This thing that you are carrying up and down that you not accept. Some people will just shrug it off. Or they call their wife, I don't like what you did. I don't like how you spoke to me. I don't like how you spoke to my father. I don't like the way you behaved the other time. And I don't want you to do it again. themselves again. But for some men, they will keep malice for days, will not talk to the wife. Then you'll be speaking one word. Salaam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Welcome. How was work today? Fine. What will you eat? Food. Because of what? Somebody offended you since morning. You went to work, you came back, you are still carrying it in your mind. Life is very short, but no other people die of BP nowadays. So what do you think? I must chase this woman away. She has no, take it easy. I've seen cases where a mother and that's a mother-in-law and the wife, they fought. That's the husband's mother and the wife, they fought before the husband came. And you know, normally the man is supposed to, how dare you fight with my mother and everything like that. He just called the mother to one side, went to beg her. His mama, because of me, please forgive her. I'm going to correct her for what she has done to you. But he was begging the mother. After the mother came again, now went to the wife. And when the wife, see, my mother said something wrong to you. Please forgive her. Don't quarrel with her again. I want you to now come down. You and I will go and apologize for her. Some men are very wise like that. They know what to do. And they will resolve the matter. Nobody will even know what has happened. But some other men, they will be throwing the wife things out that same night. Then what does that one? Don't you know it requires wisdom and a lot of overlooking a lot of things. If you want to go by that one, there are many things you are going to offend the wife to, and she's still with you. So we want people like what we quoted earlier, if you see something that is bad, look at what is good. If we hate something, but there's a lot of goodness in it. Marriages don't go the same way. There are some days we are happy with each other. There are some times we are not happy with each other. In fact, there are sometimes we hate one another. For real, not to say you are man, you really hate each other because of some events. Then you reconcile again, you reconsider. You look at the children, you look at all the stakes that are involved. You look at your in-laws that you are so close to them. How will you use your mouth to go and tell them that you are no longer marrying their daughter? And they say you are a man. You will be like, okay, I should be able to resolve this matter. So you swallow a lot of things. You are patient with a lot of things. It can be very painful, but that's what makes you a man. The same with a woman. There's no way your husband will not offend you. In fact, your husband will so offend you'll be thinking, maybe I should put some Isaac inside his tea. You want to just like kill yourself and then kill him. If that's possible, kill yourself for then kill him. But later you now think about it that, okay, this is not the first time. We have always survived it. So let people learn to be resilient. It's not any time that we quarrel or there's problem that we must talk about talaq, talk about divorce. Let us be patient with each other. Now you see grown-ups, they will say they have been married for 60 years. You think they didn't have problems in between? They also have problems now, but they outgrew it and then they move on with life. Sometimes when you hate somebody today, Allah can turn things around and you still love each other again, much more than you ever thought it would be. There may be a lot of al-khair and there's sorrow. Before you get al-khair from Allah, you have to be patient. And that's what we want all of you, our young people, to really understand. You are really going to hate each other. There's no love. If you are capable of loving somebody, then you are capable of hating that person. If you love somebody so much, then you are capable of hating the person so much. And whenever it comes like that, accept that it's a trial from Allah. And then you let go and you forgive one another. And as a nice man, Allah. Sorry, I'm taking your time on this same question. There's one, I like Zikr. The wife used to come to our Islamia those days when we used to have Muslim marriage school. It was Islamia, but it was a school for marriage. And we had course curriculum, and most of these things I'm telling you now, they are part of the course curriculum that people must learn. And then we give them certificate, then they go ahead and marry. Then those who have married already, they do refresher course. Now this lady used to come, and one day she came with glasses, big glasses that ladies wear. I think she used it to cover her face because her face was swollen. She is very fair in complexion, so it will be easily seen. Mrs. Sikri, what happened? She said, Ustaz, I need to see you urgently. So we went to one side and she removed her glass. She said, look at me. Hey, what happened to you? You had accident. She said, no, there's a husband that beat her. How can he beat you like this? She said, Ustaz, and it's my fault though. She said, how is it your fault? She said she was tired of him. He doesn't complain. He doesn't quarrel. Even sometimes she will look for his trouble. You just say Subhanallah. Like she has never seen that kind of man before. That's not what they told her marriage is now. That anything they say, you just say Astaghfirullah. You say Subhanallah. That even sometimes when the food is burnt on fire, you just say Subhanallah. I hope you are okay. Something like that. I hope it didn't affect you or something like that. That this day she just said, let me just look for this man's trouble. The man was going for a meeting. He was already ready. He carried the briefcase, and then she now hit the car key. I said, where's my car key? He said, I took it. You are not going out today. No, I want to go for a meeting. No, you are not going anywhere. She said the man looked at her and said, okay, please, let me go. Whatever the problem is, when I said, no. Then she said she stood by the door. She didn't allow him. And then the car key, she just threw it away within the house. That the man went to look for it, he didn't find it. And then she was still pushing him that you are not going anywhere. Then she said the man just held her two hands together like this. And three times. And left her. And the man went to take public transport to go to his meeting. And so that's what she said, what now pained her most? Because she was angry. She was not going to cook or anything. That when the man was coming back, she brought Mr. Beans and bought food for me. She said that was what made her to cry. That she was now crying and begging him. That she just wanted to look for his trouble. And the man said, you don't have to do that now. That this man bought food for me when he was coming back home. That in case I'm hungry. And now you see, there are different types of marriages. Sometimes you just have to be like that man sometimes. I'm not saying you beat your wife. You don't beat your wife, but at least sometimes you see that the thing that somebody will do, you will be angry. Another person, they will deal to the person and they will just forget about it and will treat her like, okay, she's a woman, that's what you expect. That the husband now look at her like a small girl, that she felt embarrassed, that she behaved like a small girl. And that when she was crying, she didn't want to eat. The man was now carrying the son and said, eat, don't worry, take. I'm not angry again.
The question says, can a man marry his housemaid?
We are going to answer yes or no if you can tell us the reason why he wants to marry her. We cannot say no, and we can't say yes. So it depends on the reasons and the circumstances that, you know, when you hear this kind of thing, you think maybe because the wife is bad. You understand it now. But some men, it's because their eyes cannot stay in one place. For some men, it's because of Kodoi. They cannot look away. And for some men, he's trying to cover up his track. Maybe the girl is pregnant for him. He will now quickly do sharp the car so that nobody will know. We have seen a lot of things, so it's difficult to say yes or no. It may not be that the wife is bad. Maybe it is this man that cannot hold himself, is not disciplined. And maybe he didn't put some ground rule for the kind of thing your house help you wear in the house. Some house help will wear things, they look like housewives in the house. What's the age of this house help we are talking about? And how are you conducting the affairs in the house? All of these things are many factors, so that we don't become unfair to the wife in the house. We need to know the reason why this man wants to marry his house help. Allah knows best.
Lastly, okay, on the question,
No.
what are the criteria for marrying more than one wife?
If you want to marry more than one wife, then we discuss that separately. Yes, it's a very long story. Very long story. If you are ready, not to just say for, okay, I want to know how many rakats to do for Tarawih. It's not this kind of question. This is a very serious matter. You want to go into polygamy, you don't want to tell us the criteria. If we mention the criteria, can you still do it? If we mention the criteria now, you will run. So it depends on individual, it depends on the circumstances. But polygamy is a provision in Sharia, but it's not an imposition. Allah do only give room that people can do it, not that people must do it. If you look at your own circumstance and you see that it's going to be more problems for you than solution, then leave it. Let those who can do it, let them go ahead and do it. But it's not an anko, it's not a uniform thing. That those who they are doing it, do it too, I can do it too. It depends on the kind of wife you have. You better respect yourself. And I just stay with your wife like that. That's your kadara. I don't pass your boundary. If you go into it now, when the wahala comes, you will run. You will not be able to do it. We have seen cases where some people say, went ahead, married another wife, the marriage don't last for more than 2 months. Because even the man, he doesn't even know how to balance between women. He will just be carrying dunubi on himself, carrying sin on himself, he will be punished in the hereafter. So if there's no rehearsal to say, okay, let me try. There's no test drive. To say, okay, let me try the second one and see whether it's going to work or not. You should be, you need to go to school for polygamy and learn, because there are tutorials where those who have married before you, they will tell you their experiences so that you can receive sense. Allah Akbar.
Jazakumullah khairan. I think this question, something about it has been said, or maybe for more clarifications. Between my wife and my mother, who should I prioritize? They are always quarreling and fighting.
Yeah, I feel very sorry for the man, because some people are like that. Some mothers, you know, some mothers too, they are human beings. Some mothers are very stubborn. I hope you know. If you ask your father very well, she will tell you the story of your mother, how stubborn she is. She doesn't have room for anybody. She doesn't forgive anybody. She doesn't tolerate anybody. And maybe that's not the girl that they wanted the boy to marry. And then the boy brought another girl home, so they become enemies for life. And some other girls too, they are not, some other wives too, they are not able to reconcile that, okay, this woman should be like my mother, so that they can take it easy. Most men that are successful in maintaining balance is not because they are very wise, it's because Allah just give them good wife and good mother. Most of the time, because if they really want to give you head, you'll be so confused. If you had beard before, you go and shave, you say, I'm no longer good with sunnah. So what I want to advise for such a person is, please don't do it solo, don't keep it to yourself. Seek counsel from those who are wiser and older than you. They'll be able to give you just small advice on how you can manage the situation. Then if there are some really elderly people that can call your mother to order, if she's the one that's asked for. Some of these mothers, you know, they have their own things. They may be at fault. So someone should call her to order in a way that she's going to listen and see reason. And if Allah permits you, it's possible that your wife and your mother may not be able to live together. If they are living together and this problem is there, find ways of separating them and look for other means of looking after your mother. It may get to that level for you to have peace of mind. But I believe strongly in shura. There's always this mutual consultation. There's no problem that's too big that people have never seen before. So for those who have experienced such things, they are counseling. The problem with men is that we don't like looking for advice. And look for those who are older than you. They will advise you. Even me that does counseling, I consult the elderly ones too sometimes, and I will be saying yes sir, when they are correcting me. You understand? There are some things which you can't know by knowledge. It's only experience that will make you to know it. And if you have not experienced this before, you can't buy experience in the market. And you can't say, okay, let me go and look for experience. You can't find it if you have not passed through that way. you cannot know anything about it. A man that has one wife and someone who has 4 wives, for example, you see their experiences are different, regardless of the age differences in them. And that's how Allah has made Islam to be. Islam is very beautiful. You can seek advice from a very small boy. Once you see that there are some things he knows better than you, you learn more, and then you have a good life for yourself. May Allah make it easier for us.
For a working class woman, is it still the responsibility of the husband to fuel her car or cater for her transportation or logistics, despite the fact that she earns?
Yes, it's his responsibility. 100%. Don't look at me like that. If you are poor, say you are poor. If you don't have money, don't say you don't have money. Now, after all you are working, how much is your wife's salary? Because after all you are working, you should do that for yourself. Look, let me tell you how you are supposed to think now. There is a man, the wife is working, they are paying her very well. They even give her official car. There's this Toyota Yaris, they give the wife nice one. He said, no, my wife cannot drive that car. He went to buy Mercedes-Benz of 22 million for her. And he hired the driver. Is it not the man like you? Then you are still complaining about fueling car. Another will buy another. He said that official car is not befitting for his wife. Then he bought another one. And the boss of the woman in the office, they know if they should misbehave, the husband will fire them. Not that they will fire his wife. He's the one that will fire them. He'll say, look, you people, you don't deserve that my wife will work with you. All of you go to hell. That's how a man is supposed to be. If you don't have the means yet, please pray. Use this Ramadan. Don't waste your tahajjud. Don't waste your tahajjud. When you are doing for the call, you'll be asking Allah also. Allah should change your destiny.
Better.
To some, thank you, Sheikh. To some that is a lot better. When you see men complain, most of the time we know it's because you are poor. You don't have money, you not be doing gra like that. It's not by gra. So please, don't allow a woman to have to fend for herself. If she's going to work, she's going to work to enjoy. You understand? Whatever extra money she has is her own. Pray that you will not need her money. Pray that you don't need to spend from her money. Pray that you are the one that will add more for her. I hope you understand it now. Your wife is receiving how much? Maybe 200,000 naira. 200,000 naira. And you on your own, you are already giving her 500,000 naira every month. How will her salary be your problem? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Please let us try. I will not say anything about that one apart from saying and praying for all of you brothers that Allah should give you so much wealth that your wife will not be able to finish spending it. Some women will just wake up morning, shake. She just say, I don't feel like going to work today. And she'll call her boss, hello, sorry, I'm not coming to work today. And I don't even feel like working with you anymore. Thank you, I will send my resignation. Then the other will come back, you didn't go to, she said, I'm just angry with them. Because I want to go to Dubai for shopping and they are playing with my leave period. The other one said, no problem, you don't want to go. You can stay. You know she doesn't have any problem. You understand what I mean? She doesn't have any problem. The husband is taking care of everything she needs, and she's, you see a woman will say she's doing exercise in the house. The other one will buy all of those things they use for jumping, for everything for her. She says she wants to keep fit because she's eating a lot and she wants to shed weight. That's how you should treat a woman. May Allah make it easy for all of us. Please bless us in this ummah. And the underlying thing is the woman also has the right to pay zakat. That's why you cannot always stop them from working. The woman has the right to do sadaqah. The woman has the right to take care of her own family in her own way that she can afford. So if your wife wants to work, please don't stop her. From whatever thing she earns by herself, no matter how rich you are, let her use her own money to also do sadaqah. Let her use her own money to also take care of other people that are less privileged than her. And any job you are doing, brother, the reason why some brothers complain, any job you are doing, and you spend 10 years in that job, or 15 years, and you are not qualified to give zakat, I want you to look for another job or to look for some other extra things you can do. If you are not qualified to give zakat, you may not be able to provide all of these things we are saying for these women. I hope you understand what I'm saying now. Talk less of even thinking about polygamy. I used to give very strict conditions to some men that you cannot do polygamy unless you are buoyant enough to be able to give zakat. And this is my own condition, not Allah's condition. This is my own thinking. Try now, make dua. What do you do Mondays and Thursdays for? Do you dash Allah your Mondays and Thursdays? Don't give Allah free of charge. Use it to ask Allah what you want. First Allah min fadli. Yes, seek for Allah's favor. It's plenty with Allah. Allah doesn't need wealth. You are the ones that need it. So I'm not preaching materialism. I'm just saying that this ummah, as we have it today, we need these things so that people can see so that people can see all of the advantage that Allah has done for this ummah. We're in a state of war. We're in a state of competition. If you don't know now, you should know. We're in competition with people who are not Muslims. They are looking at us. And we have to make Islam to supersede in the way we do our things, the way we conduct our life. Now they are even beginning to feel jealous of our ladies. They are envious of our women. That this woman, their religion say they must spoil their wives. That's what they interpret when they say our women. They see that we buy car for them, even if it is small. They see that our women don't roam around anyhow, aimlessly. They see that some of us can even say our wives should stay and take care of the family, not to go out. They see that we work hard to provide for them. Our wives are looking fresh, they are looking fine. When they wear this hijab, some of the non-Muslims, they wish their husband would treat them like that too. And many people are trying in Islam, but we should not go backward. We have to keep moving forward and keep moving forward. May Allah continue to elevate all of us and elevate our status.
Assalamu alaikum, madam, and jazakumullah khairan. Please, what advice can you offer to men who only concentrate on their phones always, even if the women are sitting with them? Number two.
Never mind, it's a very irresponsible man. It's not done that way. Your wife is beside when you are chatting with somebody or pressing phone. It's an addiction. Let everybody fear Allah about these things. It's a serious addiction now. May Allah save us. Let the man please be reasonable for once and face your family. Life is very short. Please let us beware of this. There's nothing more I want to say about that, but that makes you fear Allah. What if it's your wife that's doing that when you are sitting beside her, or you are around her, she's pressing phone and smiling at Instagram? So we will not like it. So why don't we put phone aside and enjoy life for once? Enjoy being human being for once. May Allah make it easy for us. Yeah.
What should I do if a man disrespects me and my family? He allows his own family to do the same. He fails to meet my needs in every way, and has told me to leave if I'm unhappy. Even after involving relatives, there is no change at all.
Two things. Don't give up. And second thing is, let experts talk to him. Some people don't listen when relatives are talking to them. What if he's the one that is feeding the relatives? They can't tell him the truth. And he will not listen even if they tell him. So involve experts who can really talk and prevail on him. However, involve your family. Any decision to leave such marriage, you have to carry your own families along. If they support you, haven't seen what is wrong, and haven't seen that this man is not going to change, then they can now take a decision. And that decision has to be taken on a family level. If you now see that all this is not working, speak to the scholars so that they can advise better, weighing all the options and weighing all the circumstances that surround that. A woman may be on the losing side if she doesn't calculate this divorcing very well. A man you are married to is not taking care of you, is not taking responsibility. Is it when you divorce him that you will not take care of the children? A woman like that came to our masjid to come and complain that she needed assistance to travel to her place. I don't want to mention the place. What happened? She's a widow. She has 4 children. And the children are now staying in the family house of the late husband. She said she went to one place around Abuja here only for her to see two of her children begging in the street. Two of her elder sons begging in the street, and she couldn't hold her emotion. So she took those boys, took them to a friend's place, and then came to look for money to carry them to her village and drop them with her parents there. Now you see some men, some families are like that. Some families, it's not only their son that is responsible, the family themselves may be very irresponsible. So that's why we are saying that, look, matters of marriage can be very complicated. Carry the scholars and the learned people along so that they can advise better on what to do. So if your husband has not been taking care of you when you are married, after divorce, it can be worse for the children. May Allah forgive us.
Assalamu alaikum, madam. Is it an Islamic obligation for a wife to cook for her husband, or is it simply a cultural expectation?
It is both. Whatever the oath, the culture, or the custom says is a way to please your husband, then you should go ahead and do it to please him. If cooking for him is pleasant to you, go ahead and cook for him. When your husband becomes very, very big, even, you should still cook for your husband. If he has 200 cooks, there's a kind of albarka in you cooking for him. So don't go about following people who say, no, it's not compulsory, I don't have to cook for him, and things like that. There's something about our culture here that's different from Arabian culture. If a sheikh from Saudi Arabia can pass a fatwa that's only relevant within Saudi Arabia, it doesn't reach Africa yet. So don't go following fatwa from somewhere. Imam knows this thing and saying very well because he has been in their midst for quite some time. You will see that naturally in their culture, men are the ones who go to buy food. There are restaurants everywhere where they buy food and take home. But here, you don't do that a lot. So a woman should learn to cook for the husband. Don't you see all of these book people, all of these people who have gone to school a lot? They will even be watching YouTube to learn new recipe or nice things they can cook for their husband. Don't you see how they behave? They are not Muslims, some of them, but they still take time to prepare special dishes for their husband. So, madam, don't be lazy about this. If you are slack too much, your husband has the right to marry another woman that is only in the restaurant. So that he can enjoy good food in his life, once in his life.
Assalamu alaikum. Does Bainakum offer matchmaking program for single Muslims?
Yes, that's what I said earlier on, but terms and conditions apply.
Assalamu alaikum. Another one there. Surah Al-Talaq verse 7 speaks about limited financial means. How does this affect what I can provide for her, such if there is such like a fan or car? As from Surah Al-Talaq, it highlights some financial limitations by the way of means of a husband. ينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله. So how does it apply to the life of two separating persons?
Well, you see, this is part of what we are saying. I thought somebody would say whether social amount is too much for a woman, not to say whether social amount is too small. I want to encourage this person. Let those who have plenty, let them spend plenty that they have. I want you to stay on that plenty and be thinking on that plenty. And Allah is going to give you plenty, so that you don't have to be thinking of what to manage. You may think of what more to spend. It's a state of mind. May Allah save us from the small state of mind. Allah likes somebody to aim very high. Allah hates small things. Some people have stayed too long in poverty that they are even trying to manage poverty. May Allah have mercy on us. Allah has many names in the Quran. Check. Many names of Allah in the Quran. There's Al-Ghani, there's Al-Razak, Al-Wahhab, Al-Razzaq. There's no Al-Fakir in the name of Allah. There's no small. There's no small in the name of Allah. And let us work on that. That's why I love Rasulullah. He made payment of dowry to be compulsory. for marriage. And he said, Shabbat, all you young people, Manista Thought and any of you that's capable of maintaining a marriage, for example, go ahead and marry for Manla for Liasun. If you can't be fasting. I love Rasulullah. It was very straightforward. If you can't do it, then be fasting until when you have money. So please, don't look at whether you eat from whatever thing you have. Be very honest about it. What I have discovered from experience is any man that is spending for his family, Allah will always bless him. Have you noticed? If you are spending for your family, Allah will always bless you. That's why it's not nice to have a wife that will not be asking you for money. It's not nice. You'll be poor for the rest of your life. If your wife doesn't ask you for money, you give her 10 naira. She says, let me return the change of 3 naira. And she actually needs 50 naira. Then you give her 10 naira. And then she says, I will manage it like that. You'll be poor. You should have a woman that will push you once in a while and say, soil is 50 naira I want. And then you like, okay, don't worry, I will look for more. It's the process of you looking for more that Allah will expand your horizon for you. Allah will open doors for you in ways you never expected. The continuation of that ayah that this person mentioned, don't you see? وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَمَنْ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ يُسْرًا وَيُدْخِلْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Thank you, Imam. وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ أَمْرِهِ قَدْ جَعَلَ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. That's the part that I wanted the person to focus on. That Allah, anybody who fears Allah will open the door for asking for them. And He will bless you in a way you never expected. Allah says, those who have plenty, they spend plenty. Those who have small, they spend small. Allah is saying that, look, I will open doors for you. So you better stay with plenty. Because Allah, Yadullah, Mabsud of Allah's hands are wide open. He gives and gives and gives, and it doesn't finish. If you have to start practicing with your wife, dinarun anfaqtahu ala iyali, 1 dinar you spend for your family is better than the one you spend on any other thing. The Prophet already put the system there so that we can get off some of these things that we are thinking. Spend it for your family. Begin from your family. If you are giving her like that, especially your wife is someone who prays and she fasts, and maybe Allah even bless you, she's going to Islamia or she's reading to the Quran, and you are feeding her, you are taking care of her. Don't you know that it's that al-barakah that will expand your provisions? If you are stingy for yourself. So give her from what you have. Don't hide it. Don't do corner. Be wise, but don't be stingy. Allah doesn't like stingy people. So give, and Allah will increase. Unfuk, Yabuna Adam. Spend, O you child of Adam. Allah will spend on you. Begin from your family. And I pray for all of those who have small risk. I pray that you provide for you. So your ancestry will be plenty and will be more and more and more. When you are being happy, you have to slaughter 2 rams for a boy, 1 ram for a girl, isn't it? And there are many other things you need to spend for the children, their education especially. It's not expenses, it's investment. So how will your children go to good school if you don't see what you can do to have the means to do that? And how will people not inherit from you? And how people inherit from you if you don't work hard to get something? Many of us now, we better not die because our children and wives don't even have anything that they can fall on after we have left. And you are so comfortable like that. Do you think a person has to go very old before they die? No matter how young you are, Sarah can still come. If may Allah give us long life, if you drop dead today, what will happen to your children? What will happen to them? What will happen to their school? Will they be begging in the street? Do you have anything that you will fall back to? What will happen to your wife? People will not be pushing her up and down. You don't even have anything on the ground, and you are not working towards it. And you are thinking of small money. You don't need small money, brothers. We need plenty. May Allah provide. We are using this Ramadan now. You see, I'm saying this, I'm very serious about it. We are using this Ramadan to pray for all of us. Including our ladies there too. We pray for them too. Allah should bless them also. There was Kharija bint Khuwaylid, one was promised. She was a rich woman now. And among the 10 people that were promised Al-Jannah from this dunya, 7 of them were rich people. Go and check history. 7 of them were rich people. And the Prophet ﷺ, Allah perfected Islam. That's why zakat is one of the pillars of Islam, compulsory pillar of Islam. So if you are not able to pay zakat here, don't rest, don't sleep, don't think it's okay. Go into farming if you must, so that you also be able to give zakat and you take care of the family. It is a way to Al-Jannah. If you take good care of your family, Allah will bless you in this world and the hereafter. May Allah make it easy for you. I hope that's all.
There are different questions from online participants. People join, we stream this program as we are on live on social media, 3 different platforms. We have YouTube, we have Facebook and Instagram. A couple of our questions, we just handpick because of time. Okay, just take one.
The question said, Assalamu alaikum, Ustaz. You talked about contract. Is it valid for a marriage contract to include that the husband will not add another wife?
I think we mentioned that earlier on, right? Did we mention it? Yes, it depends on you. I don't know what you are thinking about. If you want. And one thing is, the Quran says, or you believe, fulfill all obligations. If the woman, maybe out of love for her, if she's able to convince you to sign that kind of contract, it's going to be binding. It's going to be binding. So you don't deceive the woman and say, it's not just to sign, let me just sign. And you used to deceive her. And then after you married her for 3 years, you now say, hey, now I want to marry. Yes, Sharia says I should marry. No, she can take you to court and the court can prevail and say you cannot. Because you already signed that contract. So look at contracts very well before you sign it. And for Muslim women, I don't think Muslim women do that. Muslim women hardly go to that extent of saying, okay, I'm the only one you are going to marry for the rest of your life. Things can happen. Some accident can happen. Matters of childbearing can happen. So many things can come up and the marriage may not be advised to continue. Or even the marriage continues, the man may have the need to marry another wife, as the case may be. So I want people to be very careful before they go into such contracts. But if out of love, or what can we call this one now? Whatever.